3. So another 3 up, 3 down inning here in the top of the second, right at the bottom of the second on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
The Chevy Summer Drive event is happening now at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg. Right now, get a new 2024 Equinox with 1.9% financing for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. And get up to $3,000 off MSRP. Or check out a new 2024 Silverado 1500 and get up to $6,000 off MSRP. But hurry in, these deals won't last forever. Together, let's drive at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
But yeah, so we welcome you back now as we head to the bottom of the second inning, which is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court and Martinsburg.
Leading off the bottom half of the second inning, the designated hitter, number 22, Tommy Montag.
So, Montag is due up to begin this bottom of the second for Morgantown. The 4-5-6 batters, Montag, Cottle, Travinsky, as the first pitch from Lester misses outside for a ball. So, 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. This pitch is a strike right at the belt of Montag, so the count 1-1. So we are now live on YouTube. Apologies for those that have been trying to watch on YouTube. It is a scoreless game. You haven't missed anything. We're in the bottom of the second. Both sides have went 3 up, 3 down in those innings. 2-1 count now to Montag. This pitch misses outside for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And this is a swing and a miss for strike 2. So count now full 3-2. Here's the next pitch. That is fouled over to the third base dugout, keeping the count at 3-2 to Montag. Montag leads things off here in the bottom of the second for Morgantown post 2. 3-2 pitch. And that is blooped over the third baseman down the third baseline and fair. So leadoff single for Montag for Morgantown post 2 in the bottom of the second. And that'll bring up Caleb Cottle. Cottle steps up with nobody out and runner on first. First pitch from Lester is a strike at the knees to Cottle. So no balls, 1 strike. Is this fouled down the third base side out of play, so the count 0-2 now to Cottle. So no balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, runner on first, bottom of the second inning. 0-0 between South Charleston post 94 and Morgantown post 2. So this again fouled by Cottle. So count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Cottle, a lefty, up to the plate. Jaden Lester on the mound sets. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball above the head of Cottle for a ball. If he was a few inches taller, I would have hit off the helmet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lester's 1-2 pitch. It's popped up by Cottle to the left side in the infield. Over at that third baseline behind the bag is the third baseman Gavin Comer. He'll make the catch for out number 1 in the bottom of the second. Now batting will be Travinsky, third baseman, for Morgantown Post 2. So Travinsky, the righty, up here against Lester, the lefty. Pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 from Travinsky. He chased a fastball. It was a little bit high, a little bit in. Good spot there by Lester on the first pitch. He looks over at the runner at first, which is Montag. Now the 0-1 is lined into the third base dugout. I think it hit the net in front of everybody standing on the railing, so no damage done. Almost took out a teammate. Count 0-2. Lester steps up the rubber now to reset before the 0-2 pitch incoming to Travinsky. Step back on, and here comes that pitch. It's outside for a ball, so 1-2 count now to Travinsky. You have Walters on deck, Cash in the hole. A 1-2 count with 1 out, and here's the pitch. It's low in the turf to Travinsky, so the count 2-2. Runner at first, and Montag takes his lead. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That is blooped foul over the net on the first base side. Count remains 2-2. So, 2-2. Lester sets. Gets the pitch call from his catcher, Corbin Dixon, but first, Travinsky will call time because he didn't like how long it was being relayed. He'll step back in on the right-handed batter's box side. Jaden Lester sets. Here's the pitch from the southpaw, and that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Travinsky goes down for out number 2. It's another strikeout for Jaden Lester. And that'll bring up Walters. Jet Walters make his way over to the left-handed batter's box. So lefty against lefty here in the bottom of the second with 2 out. Runner on first. And the pitch from Lester catches the outside part of the plate, and it's strike 1. So no balls and 1 strike to Walters from Lester. The 0-1 pitch fouled on a check swing by Walters, making the count 0-2. Lester sets. Kick and the pitch. That misses for a ball. Count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This pitch outside. It's a ball to count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. Here's the pitch from Lester. That's lined, and did it hit the third baseline? Home plate umpire says no. He says it was just foul. So, no base hit there for Walters. That probably would have opened the scoring. Instead, the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes, and he'll make his way back to the plate for his at-bat. So 2-2, 2 outs. Jaden Lester for South Charleston, post 94 on the mound against Walters of Morgantown, post 2. The 2-2 pitch. misses for a ball, so the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. With 2 outs, the runner at first will be moving most likely. Jaden Lester sets, staring at the runner at first, and now he's going to try to pick him off. And the ball gets past the first baseman, Eggleton, and now hustling his way over to second base is Montag. So an error by the pitcher. Wanted to end it, trying to pick off Montag. But Montag slides in. The throw over to the first baseman was away from the bag. He tripped over the base runner and Montag. And there you go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner in scoring position now at second. Lester sets. And will step off the rubber and call time with the runner at second. He wants a quick meeting with Corbin Dixon, his catcher, to change the pitch calls with the runner at second, making sure he's not stealing the calls and helping out Walters on this 3-2 pitch. So their brief exchange concludes, and they'll head back. And we'll wait now for the 3-2. Walter steps back in. Lefty against lefty. 3-2 pitch. Low and away for ball 4 from Lester to Walter. So it's a 2-out base on balls. Puts Walters at first. Montag's already at second. And now batting will be the catcher, number 5, Max Cash. Cash, a righty. 8th batter in the lineup for Morgantown post 2. Pitch from Lester. Big swing and a miss for strike 1 from Cash. So Cash steps out for a brief moment before stepping back in here for the 0-1 pitch. Lester on the mound, taking his time before the next pitch. All set. The 0-1. There's another swing and a miss for strike 2 from Cash. Lester takes a little speed off that one and fools Cash for strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second between South Charleston post 94 and Morgantown post 2 are in a scoreless tie. Runners at first and second. The 0-2 pitch. Right at the belt and called strike 3. Cash goes down looking, and that ends the bottom of the second inning. So after 2, it remains scoreless here at P.O. Faulkner Park as we're headed to the third on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I like the layout of the course very much. I think it challenges the low handicappers and is very playable for the mid and high handicappers.
All different levels can play on this course.
I think it challenges you from the get-go.
And the first tee program here is one of the best, if second to none. It is the best in the state of West Virginia.
The men have a league, the women have a league, the kids have things going on. Like, it really is kind of the whole package here at Locust Hill. Everybody's very welcoming.
Love the folks here that play golf, but a lot of great relationships and friendships with people here.
You know, sometimes you can only judge a course by their members. We have a great core membership here.
I was able to build some fantastic relationships here, and that's why I've been here for 30 years. When you join any club, you're joining to play golf, but you're really paying for the experience. And the experience here at Locust I found to always be a good time and a fun affair.
To schedule a tee time, become a member, or see upcoming events, visit www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call us today at 304-728-7300.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Our top of the third inning is brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg. Call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back at the studio is Talia Tompkins and Dylan Bishop. Bottom of the lineup due up for South Charleston post 94. Eggleton, Kelly, Richardson, 7, 8, 9 batters against Hunter Dakin. So far, it's 26 pitches and 2 strikeouts, having South Charleston go 3 up 3 down in the 2 innings previous. Dakin will throw his last warm-up pitch. Max Cash will get his throw down to second base practice, and will lead things off in the top half of the third. Again, this is Game 4 here on Day 2. Winner of this one advances in the winner's bracket to play at 7 p.m. tomorrow against Bridgeport Post 68. The loser heads to the elimination bracket and will play at 4 p.m. against Whaling Post 1. First pitch from Dakin to Eggleton. Misses low for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to begin this top of the third. Dakin's next pitch. Misses high and outside for ball number 2. Eggleton, the first baseman, as the 2-0 pitch. He grounds down the third baseline. Travinsky's long throw across the diamond is there. And caught by Cottle for out number 1. So 1 down now here in the top of the third. Chuck Kelly will step up to bat. Kelly steps in on the batter's box against Hunter Dakin. The first pitch, lined right back up the middle by Chuck Kelly. And that is a 1-out single for South Charleston Post 94. First hit of the night for them. That puts a runner on first with 1 out. Now the 9th batter in the lineup, left fielder Tyler Richardson, steps up to bat. First pitch misses low for a ball to Richardson, so 1 ball, no strikes. Richardson steps back in. 1-0. Just outside for ball number 2 to Richardson, so 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, runner at first base here in the top of the third. Dakin, 2-0. Is grounded to the second baseman, Walters. He throws the shortstop for 1, and the shortstop throws it over to first for 2. So a Walters, Thomas, Cottle 4-6-3 double play will end the third. 3 up, 3 down again goes South Charleston. So we're at the bottom of the third, still scoreless. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 1 minute.
Welcome back to Golden Nation Buffet. I'm Ryan Smetzer, and I'm so excited to show you guys the endless selection of sushi right here in our restaurant. Here at Golden Nation Buffet, they have got the finest selection of rolled sushi. Our chefs prepare with only the freshest ingredients to make sure that you have the best sushi experience imaginable. So come on over to Golden Asian Buffet and check out their finest selection of incredible and fresh sushi. We'll see you soon.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Ugh, leave me alone.
We welcome you back here. So we're headed to the bottom of the third inning, which is brought to you by the team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered. 3 up, 3 down again goes South Charleston, Post 94. So here in the bottom of the third for Morgantown Post 2, it's the 9-1-2 batters due up to bat. Templeton, Riley, and Campbell here against Jaden Lester. Templeton's first at bat momentarily underway. Lester sets on the rubber. Here's the kick and the first pitch. Trying to frame it with Corbin Dixon, but it wasn't framed well enough. It's ball 1. A 1 ball, no strikes to Templeton. It's Lester's 1-0 pitch. Fastball in the inside corner, called a strike, so the count now 1-1 to Templeton. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That's a swing and a miss from Templeton for strike 2. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter. Templeton ready to go here. Lester's 1-2 pitch. And it's slapped foul to the left, keeping the count at 1-2. New baseball given over to Jaden Lester after that foul ball. Corbin Dixon, we're waiting for to put his mask back on. Looks like he has an issue with it potentially. He's continuing to mess with it behind home plate. Looks like he's fixed the issue. Put his mask back on and squat back down. Again, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. As Templeton leads things off here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 1-2 pitch from Jaden Lester outside for a ball, so count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lester's 2-2. Tried to go with the off speed, but it stays high. Count now 3-2. It looks like that one slipped potentially out of Lester's hand. Kind of shakes around that left hand of his after that pitch. Now gets the baseball back, and here comes the payoff pitch. That fouled straight back into the net. Count remains 3-2. Nobody out. Bottom of the 3rd, scoreless between post 94 and post 2, as this again fouled by Templeton, this time over towards the softball field to the right. We'll now see the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Lester sets on the mound. Here's the payoff pitch again, and this is a high fly ball. Shallow left field, hustling in is Richardson. And he has it for out number 1. So 1 out now in the bottom of the 3rd. As we flip over the lineup, bringing up Gunnar Riley again. Riley was hit by a pitch his last time up. So the center fielder steps back in against Lester. Lester's kick and pitch. This fouled off the net. And back to the catcher, who catches it on a 1 hop and will throw it back to his pitcher, Jaden Lester. That's strike 1 for Riley. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. And that's a line shot over the head of the shortstop into left center field. That's going to be a 1-out double for Gunnar Riley. Kind of slid early there, but was able to quickly step back up and plant himself on second base. Which will now bring up Campbell. Winkai Campbell now up to bat, as that is the 2nd hit of the night for Morgantown post 2. So 1 out, runner on second. Winkai Campbell. Let the first pitch from Lester go by. It's a breaking ball that misses for ball 1, as the throw back from the catcher, Dixon, goes off the glove of Lester and went over towards second base, or the second baseman, excuse me. But staying put at second base is Riley. Lester checks the runner behind him, does so again before the 1-0 pitch, as this is a fly ball to shallow right field down the first base line over his back shoulder. The second baseman, Sloan, will make the catch and then fire a rope over towards third base, but it's bobbled by Gavin Comer, so he can't tag out Gunnar Riley. But there is now 2 outs on the fly ball to retire Campbell, and Riley at third. Now batting will be Thomas. Thomas struck out looking his last time up. Lester sets. First pitch. That's popped foul over to the right and out of play for strike one. No balls and one strike. 2 outs, runner on third. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Between South Charleston post 94 and Morgantown post 2. Lester sets. And this is popped foul to the right and out of play for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Stays high for a ball. Count now 1-2 to Thomas. That one, it looked like almost was about to hit the top of the strike zone at the shoulders. But stayed high at the chin. 1-2 pitch. Outside in the opposite batter's box. Count now 2-2 to Thomas as Corbin Dixon has to jump out and keep that one from going to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third for Morgantown post 2. Lester's pitch. Just outside, it's ball 3. Dixon tried to do his best framework there, but couldn't get Thomas caught looking again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the payoff pitch from Lester. That's popped straight over the press box and out of play. Hopefully not close to my car. Count 3-2. Lester's pitch. Breaking ball, caught looking again is Thomas for strike 3. So the end of the third, as the runner at third gets stranded. It remains scoreless between South Charleston and Morgantown as we're headed to the 4th inning on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more. Welcome to CMA's Honda of Winchester, where you can drive an award-winning lineup of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, Accords, Civics, CRVs, HRVs, and more at CMA's Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We are back and headed to the top of the 4th inning, which is brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance, reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit fmiwv.com. Top of the lineup due up for South Charleston post 94. Youngblood, Sloan, Lester, the 1-2-3 batters, as we are knotted up at nothing apiece. First pitch from Hunter Dakin is high for ball 1 to begin Youngblood's at bat. 1-0 this time outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes to Youngblood, who flew out to center so far today. So he's 0 for 1. It's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball outside for ball 3. So 3 straight balls to begin the at bat here between Hunter Dakin and Youngblood. Youngblood lets the 3-0 go by, and that is called a strike. So count now 3-1. Dakin continues to work quickly out on that mound for Morgantown post 2 as the 3-1 is grounded down the first baseline, taking a weird spin. So the pitcher, Hunter Dakin, couldn't get there, but the catcher, Max Cash, does. He picks it up, fires it over to first base in time for the out. to a 2-3 ground out for out number 1 in the 4th. That'll bring up Sloan, who also flew out to center his last at-bat. First pitch at the shoulders called strike 1 to Sloan. So 1 out, 0-1 count, top of the 4th, nobody on base. Dakin sets, kick in the pitch. That is popped foul for strike 2 by Sloan. Sloan takes his time before stepping back in to the batter's box. Call time while doing so. Now is ready to go, locked in against Hunter Dakin. It's the 0-2. He lines right down the first base line to the first baseman, Caleb Cottle. He'll step on the bag by himself for the out. So 2 outs now in the 4th. And that'll bring up Jaden Lester, the pitcher, who struck out swinging his last time up. Dakin's pitch. Breaking ball that misses for a ball, so count 1-0 to Lester. 1-0. Is hooking foul down the third baseline at a play. Evens count up at 1-1 as Dylan Travinsky was trying to hustle his way over to get that one at the fence. But it was over the fence by a few feet, too far away from his outstretched arm. So again, 1-1 count to Lester. The lefty against Dakin, the lefty on the mound. 1-1 pitch. Inside it will hit Lester. So with 2 outs, we have a hit by pitch, putting Lester over at first base. And that'll bring up the new batter in Dixon. Corbin Dixon make his way out of the dugout, leaving behind his shin guards, knee protectors of his catcher gear. First pitch. He'll wind down the third baseline. Diving for it is Travinsky. His throw scooped up at first by Caleb Cottle for out number 3. So that ends the inning. And we remain scoreless. 0-0 between South Charleston Post 94 and Morgantown Post 2 as we're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning after this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
The Chevy Summer Drive event is happening now at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg. Right now, get a new 2024 Equinox with 1.9% financing for 36 months, plus no payments for 90 days. And get up to $3,000 off MSRP. Or check out a new 2024 Silverado 1500 and get up to $6,000 off MSRP. But hurry in, these deals won't last forever. Together, let's drive at CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We welcome you back as we are now entering the bottom half of the 4th inning here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Bottom of the 4th is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to FordHagerstown.com. For Morgantown Post 2 here in the bottom of the 4th will be the 4, 5, 6 batters to lead things off for a second time today. Montag, Cottle, Travinsky. Colin McLaughlin here for you on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. Sorry, it is Game 4 here of Day 2. A long day, but a beautiful day of baseball, fun day of baseball, competitive baseball all around so far today. In Game 1, we saw Wheeling get a win against Potomac Valley by a final score of 7-4, as that one went 8 innings. In Game 2, it was Berkeley Post 14 beating Wellsburg 4-1 And then in Game 3, it was Bridgeport defeating Charleston 6-4. And now here we're in the bottom of the fourth, tied at 0-0 between South Charleston post 94 and Morgantown post 2. Back at the studio is Talia Tompkins and Dylan Bishop holding down the fort now after our YouTube stream was giving us some difficulties early on. They were able to figure out the problem and fix it. Fortunately for those now tuned in, as the first pitch for Jaden Lester to Montag is strike one. Lefty against lefty, as Montag grounds this one to the second baseman, Braden Sloan. They'll throw over to Eggleton at first for out number one. So now bring up Caleb Cottle. Cottle will hand a bat over to Montag as he jogs back to the third base dugout. Cottle, another lefty here against Jaden Lester, who's 0 for 1 today. He popped out to third base his last time up and only time up so far today. It's the first pitch he sees in his second plate appearance. It's outside for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. Lester sets. Is this pitch outside for a ball? The count now 2-0. That rolled to the backstop. The home plate umpire will retrieve it. Gives us a brief delay. And 2-0 count. Caleb Cottle. Lester's 2-0 pitch. Inside, hits Cottle. So he'll make his way down to first base on the hit by pitch. See that on a lefty against lefty matchup. That'll bring up Travinsky. Travinsky struck out swinging his last time up. So we'll see what Dylan Travinsky, the righty, can do now here against Cottle. Or excuse me, against Jaden Lester. It is Cottle now at first base. Travinsky steps in. Jaden Lester talked with Corbin Dixon, his catcher, for a moment there. Lester now sets, looks over at the runner at first, and here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss from Travinsky for strike one. Lester blew that one by him. So an 0-1 count with one out. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Lester, 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, and then it misses low for a ball to Travinsky. Count now 1-1. Lester went with a sweeping curve there. 1-1 pickoff attempt over at first. They caught Cottle in between the bags. So we now have a run down, and making the tag is Bryce Eggleton. So Cottle gets picked off for out number 2. So now there is 2 outs, nobody on base here in the bottom of the fourth. Still a 1-1 count to Travinsky. Lester sets. The rock and the fire. Big swing and a miss for strike 2 from Travinsky, who was trying to knock a light out on the scoreboard with that swing. Lester sets. 1-2 pitch. Tipped almost into the glove of Corbin Dixon, but he can't hold on to it. So foul ball keeps the count at 1-2. The umpire again not getting any help with those foul balls. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lester's pitch misses outside for a ball. Count 2-2. Travinsky ready to go. here against the lefty, Jaden Lester. And it's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Travinsky strikes out swinging for the second time tonight. It's Jaden Lester able to have Morgantown post 2 go 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the 4th. We remain tied up, scoreless between these two teams here in the state tournament. We're back in 1 minute on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back. We are now in the top half of the 5th inning, which is brought to you by L.A. Roberts Jewelers, committed to excellence in quality design and craftsmanship, located at 146 North Queen Street in Martinsburg. South Charleston post 94 and Morgantown post 2 in a pitcher's duel right now. We are scoreless as the first pitch grounded by Comer to the first baseman, and Dakin will throw over to first for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. I didn't even get to say yet who was due up. It's the 5, 6, 7 batters, Comer, Fry, Eggleton. But now it's just potentially Fry and Eggleton as Comer's down on the 1-3 ground out. Dakin's pitch. Pitch number 2 of the inning, and it plunks Fry. 1 out, now a runner on first. Lefty against lefty, I said. Sometimes you'll see a hit by pitch, and we see it again. It's now Eggleton up to bat. First we have Dakin talking with his catcher, Max Cash.
Now batting the first baseman, number 7, Bryce Eggleton.
So, Dakin, 47 pitches now he's at in this game. Here comes pitch number 48. It's to Eggleton, who pops this one up over to the right and way out of play. Goes foul for a strike. Eggleton grounded out to third base his last time up. Takes his time before stepping back into the batter's box on the right-hander's side against Hunter Dakin, the left-handed pitcher. The 0-1 pitch is high for a ball, so the count now 1 ball and 1 strike to Eggleton. You have 1 out in the top of the 5th and a runner for South Charleston post 94 at first base. Runner goes, and again we'll have a throw down, but this time a throw over to first. Cottle throws to second, and it sails into left field. So an error for Morgantown post 2 allows Fry to head to second base. They caught him jumping. They had him, but Dakin threw to Cottle, and Fry, unlike what we just saw last half inning with Cottle, Fry didn't try to go back. He just took off. Went head first into second base all the way, and he gets it. Is this now fouled back by Eggleton, so the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. So that the first error for Morgantown post 2, meaning both teams have 1 error apiece now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch, runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3, throw to third, hits off the base runner. Fry comes home to score, and South Charleston post 94 leads in the top of the 5th, 1-0 against Morgantown post 2. So another throwing error turns out to be costly for Morgantown. South Charleston takes the lead Eggleton strikes out. So there's 2 outs, nobody on, and Kelly up to bat. First pitch from Dakin, outside for a ball to Kelly. Chuck Kelly with the only hit so far for South Charleston as he puts this one foul over the first base side. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. So South Charleston post 94 only has 1 hit. They now lead 1-0. This is grounded down the third baseline. Charging in Stravinsky. His throw pulls the first baseman off the bag. So Kelly reaches base safely on the 3rd error this inning for Morgantown post 2. That'll bring up Richardson.
Now batting the left fielder, number 8, Tyler Richardson.
Richardson grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. There's 2 outs, runner on first. Dakin's pitch. Outside off the glove of Max Cash, his catcher. Chuck Kelly didn't have a good enough jump over there, so he just goes back to first. It's a 1-0 count now to Richardson. Richardson, the lefty, steps back in against Dakin. 1-0 pitch. Outside again, way into the opposite batter's box. It's ball 2. Hunter Dakin kind of starts to seem to be a little bit rattled out there on the mound now for Morgantown. His defense has allowed 3 errors this half inning. It's a 1-0 lead for South Charleston post 94 now in the top of the 5th. 2-0. Catches the outside part of the plate with a fastball. Does Dakin this time. So he's able to bring that one back in, making the count 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Dakin fights back out on the mound and evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richardson, the lefty, steps back in against Dakin. Runner at first. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up in the infield. Dakin, it looks like, is going to call everybody off, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So that strains the runner and Chuck Kelly at first. But South Charleston, post 94, is finally able to break our scoreless tie. They lead Morgantown post 2 now 1-0 as we're headed to the bottom of the 5th on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
We're back as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning, which is brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go, who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorstanding.com. One nothing. South Charleston post 94 now leads Morgantown post 2. Bottom of the lineup, 7-8-9 batters Walters, Cash, Templeton due up from Morgantown post 2. As Walters, the lefty, takes the first pitch from the lefty, Jaden Lester, outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Low for ball number 2. So 2-0 count now to Walters. Walters walked his last time up. He's the only walk that's been issued by Jaden Lester. 2-0 at the belt for a strike, making the count 2-1. Lester has given up, however, 2 other free bases with hit by pitches. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled back for strike 2 to Walters. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody on, nobody out. Walters leads things off. Lester's 2-2 pitch. It's lined right back up the middle by Walters. And that is a leadoff single for Morgantown post 2.
Now batting the catcher, number 5, Max Cash.
And that'll bring up Max Cash, catcher for Morgantown post 2. Cash squares to bunt. Lester's pitch goes above the bat for a strike. Throw over from Dixon to first, trying to get Walters out. It's not in time as Walters back to the bag safely. So no balls and 1 strike to Cash. Struck out looking his last time up. He squares to bunt again. Third baseman Comer comes in expecting it. Ready to go if the bunt is made. Lester just stands out there on the mound, forcing Max Cash to call a time, and he does so. Jaden Lester using some mind games of his own here against Max Cash. Again, squares to bunt. See if Lester decides to throw. Or get another timeout called. Little smirk out there from Jaden Lester now on the mound, as he stares down at the batter at Cash, and now over at the runner at first, and Walters will set back again. Max Cash squares to bunt. The pitch high for a ball. Throw from Dixon over to first. No tag from Eggleton. Count now 0-2 to Cash. So Lester. 0-2 count now against Cash, who will square to bunt again on the 0-2. And he gets this one placed in between the third baseman and the pitcher. The pitcher gets it, throws to second, and it's in time. They get the lead runner. Great job by Jaden Lester. So that is a 1-4 fielder's choice. Cash goes to first. Walters is out at second. So with all that being said, it's just 1 out. Runner still at first now. Just a different runner. It's Templeton up the bat. First we'll have a time called as, again, Corbin Dixon has an issue with his catcher's mask. This time the delay is resolved quicker than last. Templeton flew out to left his last time up as the first pitch. He'll foul off the end of his bat on a check swing over to the first base dugout for strike number 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. It's 1-0. South Charleston leads Morgantown. The bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at first with 1 out. Lester sends the pitch, and that is a fly ball hit by Templeton straight to the center fielder, Carson Fry. Put his glove up and had the ball land right into that mitt for out number 2. And now 2 outs. And we head to the top of the lineup for the third at-bat for Gunnar Riley. Riley has reached base twice tonight. He was hit by a pitch his first time up and hit a double his last time up. First pitch from Lester. It's a huge swing and a miss from Riley for strike 1. Lester looks over at the runner at first. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Riley. And that misses low for a ball, so the count now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. It's Lester sets. Here's the pitch, and it's another swing and a miss for strike 2 as Riley ahead of the breaking ball on that one. Now he's behind in the count, 1-2, with 2 outs and the runner on first. 1-2 pitch. Making contact is Riley. He'll foul that over towards the parking lot and down the first base line. Keeps the count at 1-2. A 1-2 pitch. Softly grounded foul, this time on the third base side. Count remains 1-2 for Riley. He fouled off back-to-back pitches now here against Jaden Lester. Lester over 80 pitches now. The lefty sets. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down goes Gunnar Riley for out number 3 in the 5th. It remains after 5. South Charleston post number 94, 1. Morgantown post 2, nothing, as we're headed to the 6th on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
I can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We are back at P.O. Faulkner Park, headed to the top of the 6th inning, which is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons. It is South Charleston post 94 now leading Morgantown post 2 by a score of 1-0 through 5. It's Hunter Dakin. It's at 58 pitches for Morgantown post 2. He's only given up 1 hit in my scorebook here. His defense has allowed 3 errors, though, coming the last inning, which allowed that run. On the other side for Jaden Lester, he's at 88 pitches, giving up the no runs with 3 hits allowed, 1 error for them. First pitch swinging is the batter here, as it's Youngblood, and the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag again, and the tag not applied. So you can say that's another error. 4th one in my book. Youngblood at first, and that'll bring up Sloan. Runner goes. It's a hit-and-run situation. That's fouled back into the catcher's glove behind home plate for a strike. So 0-1 count now for Sloan here against Dakin. And pickoff attempt over at first. Not a big lead there by Youngblood. He's able to just take 1 step and go back to the bag. Looks like we got 2 pitchers warming up for South Charleston. So we'll see what happens. 0-1, scoring the bunts and pushing it over foul is Sloan. So he wanted to get it down the first baseline, but just trying a little bit too much there. So an 0-2 count now to Sloan, who is 0 for 2 his at-bats today. He flew out to center's first time up and grounded out to the first baseman his last time up. The 0-2 pitch from Dakin is lined over the head of the second baseman, Walters, into center field, and it's bobbled now by Gunnar Riley, the center fielder, and that'll allow the runners to advance to second and third. So that'll be ruled a single for Sloan, followed by an error by the center fielder, which is the 5th error for Morgantown post 2. So nobody out and runners at second and third. And here you go with Jaden Lester up to bat. Infield in now for Morgantown post 2. Pitch from Dakin is up and in to Lester for ball 1. Lester was hit by a pitch his last time up. Struck out swinging his first time up. So 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Runners at second and third here in the top of the 6th. As pitch fouled by Lester. And that almost came back and hit him. Count now 1-1. As I said in previous games today, these nets behind home plate are like trampolines. When it gets hit, ball goes back where it came from. 1-1 count. Pitch. This time fouled way over the net and out of play. Out now 1-2. Lefty against lefty again. 1-2 count. Dakin with the pitch, and it's inside and will hit Lester for the second time today. And that'll load the bases now at the top of the 6th, and nobody out for South Charleston post 94. That'll bring up Corbin Dixon. Dixon with the opportunity to break things open for South Charleston. He's 0 for 2 today, though. There's the bases loaded, and nobody out here in the top of the 6th. A 1-0 lead for South Charleston against Morgantown. Dakin's pitch fouled by Dixon over to the right for strike 1. Dixon steps back in. Lefty against righty. The 0-1 pitch. This time fouled straight back by Dixon over the press box and out of play for strike number 2. So no balls, 2 strikes. Looks like the home plate umpire will need some new baseballs here briefly. Hunter Dakin on the mound. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that's outside for a ball to Dixon, so the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now. It's Lester, the base runner at first. Youngblood at third. Sloan at second. This pitch sails straight to the backstop, hits off the brick, and then rolls back so the runners stay put. So 2-2 count now to Dixon. We have a timeout called so that the home plate umpire can go get some baseballs from a post 2 player coming out of the dugout. And he'll grab the baseball from Hunter Dakin, examine that one that just hit the bricks in the backstop and nothing else. Here we go with the 2-2 count for Dixon. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Dixon chases one outside. And that's out number 1 on the strikeout. Now batting is the third baseman, and Comer. Comer 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging and is grounded out to the pitcher. Infield corner stay in. Middle of the infield goes to normal depth in case of a double play opportunity. First pitch from Dakin to Comer misses high for ball number 1. Dakin, 1-0 pitch. And that is lined straight to the shortstop, who makes the catch. As Cody Thomas able to hustle over behind the second base bag and grab that one for out number 2. As all the runners go back to their bases. So that keeps it 1-0 lead for South Charleston. Post 94 here against Morgantown post 2. It's Fry up to bat now. Still bases loaded for South Charleston. But now 2 outs as this one. High fly ball down the third baseline, but it goes foul. And right off the corner of that left field wall. That's just a long and loud strike one. So no balls, 1 strike. That impressive power by the lefty to hit that one opposite field off the corner of the wall. So he lets this pitch go by from Dakin. It misses for a ball. Count 1-1. Dakin sets. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back by Fry off the catcher's mask, a Cash. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. South Charleston, as the base is loaded, they've had them with nobody out, but has not done anything with it here in the top of the 6th. Dakin sets, and the pitch. Fastball high for ball 2 to Fry. Fry flew out to second his first time up, was hit by a pitch his last time up, and came home to score on the 2 throwing errors. A time called before the 2-2. As Fry steps out, the center fielder, here against Hunter Dakin, the pitcher. And this fouled out of play again by Fry. Keep the count at 2-2. It's only been 2 hits for South Charleston post 94. It's the 2-2. Inside, did it hit him? No. Fry's trying to say it hit him, but it hit the knob of the bat. He points to it and says, yeah, it hit the knob of the bat. So, that keeps the count at 2-2. He didn't give a reaction as if he was hit. He could have sold it. It could be 2-0. Need some acting lessons. 2-2 pitch. Tipped back to the backstop. Keep the count at 2-2 here against Fry. Continues to see pitches and foul them off. Yeah, 3 straight foul balls now in this 2-2 count. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat from Dakin. That's high off the glove of the catcher, Max Cash, but not too far away from him. So the runners stay put. But the count is now 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded in the top of the 6th for South Charleston post 94 against Morgantown post 2. It's a 1-0 lead for South Charleston. Fry up to bat, Dakin on the mound. Can cut the tension with a knife here. Quiet P.O. Faulkner Park on this pitch as the 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Fry goes down looking. The runners get stranded. It remains 1-0. So we are headed now to the bottom of the 6th. This is the West Virginia Baseball State Tournament for American Legion. On Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, we're back in 1 minute.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
We welcome you back now as we are entering the bottom of the 6th inning, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. It was a very tense top of the 6th, but all for nothing for South Charleston post 94. They had the bases loaded with nobody out and proceeded to have a strikeout a line out to the shortstop, and then a strikeout looking on a 3-2 count. So it remains 1-0. Morgantown post 2 comes up in the bottom of the 6th, and due up for Morgantown post 2 will be the 2, 3, 4 batters, Campbell, Thomas, Montag. I'm Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back to the studios, Talia Tompkins and Dylan Bishop. Looks like Jaden Lester will stay out on the mound for South Charleston. We saw that last half inning when they were up to bat. A few pitchers warming up for South Charleston, but they don't go to the bullpen just yet. Lester will stay out there. He's at 88 pitches. I have him at unofficially. So, max is, I believe, 110. Wenkai Campbell up to bat now to lead off this bottom of the 6th. First pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. So no 1 count now. It's this pitch. Grounded by Campbell to the third baseman. Comer absorbs it. Throws over to first in time for out number 1. So 1 out now in the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up Thomas. Thomas has had a rough outing for him this game. Both times up the bat, he's struck out looking. Lester now at 90 pitches. So this pitch catches the inside part of the zone for strike 1. Thomas steps back in. Lester taking his time now out on the mound. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing. It's from the first base umpire. Call of no offer. So 1-1 count now with that being a ball. 1-1 pitch. Called strike 2. Thomas lets that one go by. Again, it nicks the inside corner. A 1-2 pitch. Outside for a ball. Count now 2-2 to Thomas. Thomas steps back in. Righty against the lefty, and Lester out on the mound. Who has 6 strikeouts so far. 2-2. That's a fly ball to center field, but right to Fry, and he's there to make the catch. And that is out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 down, nobody on. That'll bring up Montag. Montag, we know, with 1 swing of the bat, has the power to tie things up. It's 1-0. South Charleston leads Morgantown. Montag, the lefty, against the lefty. So this pitch blown away for ball 1 from Lester. So 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate for a strike. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike to Tommy Montag. Lester's 1-1 pitch. And that is lined foul. Over at a play to the right. Count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 1-2 pitch slow to Montag from Lester. So that's a ball. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lester sets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Slow for ball 3 to Montag. So with 2 outs, a full count now to Tommy Montag. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on base. Bottom of the 6th. between South Charleston and Morgantown. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball. And it misses for ball 4. Jaden Lester was jogging off the mound thinking it was strike 3. But now he has to awkwardly make his way back up onto the top of the bump. 2 outs, runner at first, and we'll have a pinch runner for Tommy Montag. Jeffries will now enter. A run over at first with 2 outs. Now batting another lefty. It's Caleb Cottle. Pick-off attempt over at first, and that throw way out of the area of first. So Jeffries hustles around second over to third. The throw past the third baseman, but backing it up is the left fielder, Tyler Richardson, and if he was not there, we'd be tied at 1. But still, a throwing error allows Jeffries to advance 2 bases. So the tying run now 90 feet away for Morgantown post 2. That's the second error for South Charleston. Here comes the first pitch to Cottle. And that's strike 1. Lester goes with the fastball there that catches the outside part of the zone. 0-1 pitch. Fouled by Cottle for strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes now. Cottle steps back in here against Lester. The 0-2 pitch. Low for a ball, so the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at third here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch. Fouled again by Cottle, out of play, keeping the count at 1-2. It's a 1-0 lead for South Charleston against Morgantown. One ball, 2 strikes. Jaden Lester. 1-2 pitch. And again, fouled over to the left by Cottle. Another lengthy at-bat here. Jaden Lester close to his maximum amount of pitches. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run over at third for Morgantown. Here's the pitch. And that's lined in between first and second into right field. And we're tied at 1. Caleb Cottle pulls through for Morgantown with an RBI single here in the bottom of the 6th. And now batting will be Travinsky. And that'll be it for Jaden Lester out on the mound. So it's 1-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. We will step aside and take a 30-second break for the pitching change. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We're back in 30 seconds.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
We welcome you back as we have a pitching change for South Charleston. Pitching changes are brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Now pitching for South Charleston. Looks like is number 3, Hunter McSweeney. It is now a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. I'm Colin McLaughlin for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Talia Tompkins and Dylan Bishop back at the studio. There's 2 outs. Runner at first is Caleb Cottle after his RBI single to tie us up at 1. It will be Travinsky up to bat once we are resumed here at P.O. Faulkner Park. So Lester's day ends through 5 2/3 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits allowed. 1 run which was not earned with that error to allow the base runner to head over to third. First pitch from McSweeney is high to Travinsky for a ball. So Lester still would be charged that run at first if Cottle were to come home and score as the 1-0. Big swing and a miss for a strike from Travinsky, making the count 1-1. Travinsky 0 for 2 today. He's struck out swinging both times in his appearances up to bat. 1-1 pitch. He swings and misses as that goes off the foot of Corbin Dixon. The pass ball will allow the runner to head to second. So now the go-ahead run for Morgantown post 2's in scoring position. However, there is a 1-2 count to Travinsky. Dixon goes out to talk to his pitcher, Hunter McSweeney, calm him down. Here, with the runner now at second, making sure that the communication is on point with the pitch call, with the runner now behind him. 1-2. Fastball that misses outside for a ball. Count now 2-2 to Travinsky. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that's called strike 3. Travinsky gets frozen on the 2-2. Goes down looking. Third strikeout for him tonight. And that ends the bottom of the 6th. We're tied up at 1 now between South Charleston and Morgantown as we are headed to the 7th after this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
The WVU Heart and Vascular Institute is pleased to announce that thoracic surgery with Dr. Shalini Reddy is now available in Martinsburg at WVU Medicine Berkeley Medical Center. Dr. Reddy has practiced thoracic surgery in the region for over 8 years and offers robotic laparoscopic surgeries for the lungs, esophagus, and more. For more information about thoracic surgery in Martinsburg, check us out online at mywvuheart.com.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Top of the 7th inning we go, which is brought to you by Mother Shucker's Crab Shack, located at 1014 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. If you don't like it, shuck it up, Buttercup. 1-1 now between South Charleston, post 94, and Morgantown, post 2. Hunter Dakin still out on the mound. His first pitch, number 83 of the night, sails outside for a ball. The next pitch in there for a strike. The count 1-1 as batting is the pitcher, Hunter McSweeney. The next pitch outside for a ball. The count 2-1 now to McSweeney. Break my pencil here, writing McSweeney in. He swings at this pitch. Count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Dakin's 2-2 pitch to McSweeney. Fouled straight back off the net. A roll right to the home plate umpire. Count remains 2-2. Dakin sets. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's out number 1. Another strikeout for Hunter Dakin. 6th one tonight. It's Chuck Kelly now up to bat. This will be pitch number 89 for Hunter Dakin. Kelly singled his first time up. Last time up, reached base on an error by the third baseman. First pitch from Dakin misses inside to Kelly for ball 1. 1-0 outside for ball 2 now to Kelly. So now over 90 pitches is Hunter Dakin. 2-0. At the letters, it's a strike. Count 2-1. Kelly steps back in, lefty against righty, the 2-1 pitch. Slapped foul to the right by Chuck Kelly. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, top of the 7th. Nobody on base between South Charleston and Morgantown. We are tied up at 1. This pitch. It's a fly ball down the first baseline in foul territory. Templeton goes over to the fence. It's over the fence, out of play. Foul, keeping the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Chuck Kelly steps back in here. Pitch. Tipped into the catcher's glove. No. Max Cash dropped it at the last second. So he pounds his glove in frustration. So the count remains 2-2. Cash talks with the home plate umpire after that one. Here we go to continue the at-bat. Dakin sets. 2-2 pitch. Eyeing outside to Kelly for a ball, so the count now 3-2. Dakin's payoff pitch. This is... No, it's inside and called strike 3. I was going off the reaction of Chuck Kelly, who made it look like it was ball 4, and a delayed called third strike by the home plate umpire rings up Kelly for out number 2. So back-to-back strikeouts. Hunter Dakin now has 7 on the night. That brings up Richardson. And he'll swing through the first pitch from Dakin, the off-speeder. And that makes it an 0-1 count. This pitch misses for a ball. The count 1-1 now to Richardson. Two out, nobody on. This is a grounder right past the glove of a falling Hunter Dakin. The shortstop gets it. The throw to first, not in time. Rolled at a infield single for Richardson with 2 outs. And now we head to the top of the lineup. And it's Youngblood up to bat for the 4th time tonight for South Charleston. 2 out, top of the 7th. Go-ahead run. This 1-1 ball game now stands at first base. Dakin's pitch. Youngblood sends over the head of the second baseman into left field. Back-to-back singles now for South Charleston. Trying to get a 2-out rally. It's post 94. So runners now at first and second with 2 out.
Now batting the the second baseman, number 15, Braden Sloan.
That'll bring up Braden Sloan. A timeout called. As it looks like Hunter Dakin is going to be pulled now from this one. We might see a new pitcher. I had him at 82 pitches coming into the inning. It's 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 92, 94, 96, 98. I have him at exactly 100 pitches unofficially. Quick math there. I know how to count to 100. Home plate umpire goes out to talk with him. Looks like they're going to keep Hunter Dakin out there. It was just a little bit of a pep talk of there's 2 outs. Let's get you out of this one. Get you the win, potentially. 2 out, runner at first and second for South Charleston. Sloan singled his last time up. Dakin takes a deep breath before the pitch, which is high for ball 1 to Sloan. Sloan steps out of the box, steps back in. Gets set here for another one against Hunter Dakin. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss for a strike. So count now 1-1 to Sloan. Two outs, runners at first and second. 1-1 count. 1-1 ball game. Dakin rests, sets, kicks, pitches, and that's a hard ground ball straight to the shortstop, though. Thomas's throw over to first is in time for out number 3. So 6-3 ground out ends the top of the 7th. So the runners get stranded at first and second. Game remains tied at 1-1 between South Charleston and Morgantown. Morgantown with the opportunity to walk things off in the bottom of the 2nd. We'll be back on the other side of this 1-minute break. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you're going to hit like trash all day, I tell you what, I got a real chance here. Oh, hey, speaking of, I was coming down the road the other day back from McIntosh Valley, and I saw a billboard with these crazy deals that Panhandle dumpsters have.
Drew, hey, come on.
Oh, and did you know that if you sign up, you get your first month free? Dude, sorry, man. But I just wish somebody would have told me about these crazy deals that Panhandle Dumpsters has.
Drew, how many times have I told you to sign up for Panhandle Dumpsters? They give away discounts for first responders, veterans, and seniors. If you pay for a whole year, you get the 13th month free. Now shut up and watch me hit this drive.
Signing up with Panhandle is like a hole-in-one every day.
We welcome you back here as we're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning, which is brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. Proud to be the owners who just care more. Hunter Dakin strains the runners of South Charleston at first and second. Have him at 103 pitches. So if his day is done, his final stat line would be 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run which wasn't earned, struck out 7, gave up no walks but hit 2 batters. So now from Morgantown Post 2, it's the bottom of the lineup due up in the bottom of the 7th. Walters, Cash, Templeton. McSweeney's first pitch to Walters is a strike. Next one is a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Walters. Next pitch from McSweeney. Popped over to the third base dugout. Had a play. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Walters. Walters, so far in this game, walked his first time up, singled his last time up. It's a 1-1 ball game, so Morgantown Post 2 has the opportunity to get a walk-off win. So this pitch misses for a ball. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Only a 4-hit game for Morgantown Post 2 as well. 1 coming in the 2nd, in the 3rd, in the 5th, and in the 6th. 2-2 pitch. Misses high for ball number 3. So count now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Walters with Cash on deck. And the 3-2 misses inside for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 7th for Morgantown post 2, which sends the winning run to first. Cash, though, struck out looking his first time up. Grounded into a 1-4 fielder's choice his last time up. That was when he bunted on the 0-2 pitch. The pitcher threw to second, and he'll try to square up a bunt on this one and fouls it straight back for a strike. It seems like Cash struggling to put down the bunt today, to say the least. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. McSweeney's pitch. Cash squares the bunt again, and this time he places it fair down the third base side. The throw to first from the third baseman, Comer, is in time for out number 1, but the sac bunt does pay off as Walters will reach second base, so the go-ahead run now in scoring position. Now batting will be Templeton. We'll have a mound visit between Corbin Dixon, the catcher, going out to his pitcher, Hunter McSweeney, with the runner at second, changing those pitch signals. As I get a drink of water here, it's game 4 of day number 2. A lot of baseball, a lot of fun here today at P.O. Faulkner Park.
Now batting the right fielder, number 7, Gabe Templeton.
Scores 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Morgantown post 2, trying to keep its win streak alive and make it 19 straight. Pitch for McSweeney, outside to Templeton for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, runner on second. McSweeney sets, and this pitch at the belt, and it's called a strike. Count 1-1. McSweeney looks at the runner behind him, as this is a line drive into right field, but it's caught by Chuck Kelly for out number 2, and Walters goes back to second. The 2 outs now. And that brings up center fielder Gunnar Riley. Gunnar Riley was hit by a pitch his first time up, doubled his second time up, struck out swinging his last time up. He'll foul off this first pitch, and it goes off the hand of the catcher, Corbin Dixon. That's strike 1. Home plate umpire will go out to give the baseball to Hunter McSweeney to allow some time for Dixon to shake that one off. So caught the throwing hand of his. Looks to be okay. 0-1 count for Riley. Gunnar Riley steps out. Steps back in now for the next pitch to come from Hunter McSweeney. Here's that 0-1 pitch. That's up and in for a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second. Pitch. And that's lined and down for a hit. They're going to send the runner as the ball goes past Richardson, and that's the ball game. Morgantown, post 2, walks it off in the bottom of the 7th. They get a 2-1 win off the bat of Gunnar Riley against South Charleston, as his teammates are going to go out and meet him towards second base and mob the hero for Morgantown post 2 tonight. Wow, what a way to end day 2 of the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament. A 2-1 win for Morgantown post 2. They improve now to 30-5 overall and extend that winning streak to 19 straight games. Both teams will now shake hands at home plate, and we will step aside and take ourselves a 2-minute break and then be back for the post-game show. This is Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back to P.O. Faulkner Park here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. It's a walk-off win for Morgantown Post 2. They defeat South Charleston Post 94 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th, as the hero of the night is Gunnar Riley. He gets that RBI single into left field in the bottom of the 7th to score Walters and give Morgantown the 2-1 win over South Charleston. So Morgantown Post 2 will now head to tomorrow's nightcap against Bridgeport Post 68 and South Charleston. So I write it down here as we speak, so give me some time. South Charleston is a pretty lengthy thing to write out. They'll take on Wheeling Post 1 tomorrow at 4 p.m. Our post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. It was a pitcher's duel through and through of this one. Both teams held to 5 or fewer hits. Post 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors, 7 left on base. Post 2 had 2 runs, 5 hits, 5 errors, 4 left on base. A win goes to Hunter Dakin on the mound. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run which wasn't earned, struck out 7, didn't walk anybody but hit 2 batters. A loss goes to Hunter McSweeney, who came in for Lester. And Gunnar Riley is the player of the game, getting the walk-off win. Player of the game is brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Fast, fresh, friendly Rock's. Game stats were brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. Visit them online at fordhagerstown.com. Game summary was brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg. So, before we wrap things up here tonight, let's take a look at tomorrow's 3-game schedule. Game number 1 tomorrow will begin at 1 p.m. That game is an elimination game between Berkeley Post 14 and Charleston Post 65. Again, that game at 1 p.m. Following that at 4 p.m., another elimination game between South Charleston, Post 94, and Wheeling, Post 1. And then we go to the winner's bracket. It will be at 7 p.m., Bridgeport, Post 68, against Morgantown, Post 2. Again, we'll have coverage of all three of those games right here on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. For Talia Tompkins and Dylan Bishop back at the studio, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off for this evening. This is the West Virginia American Legion Baseball State Tournament on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.
You've been tuned into American Legion Baseball for the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball. Keep it tuned to 106.5 FM, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online at talkradiowrnr.com.